Good morning. How are you?
Good.
I'm just filming what you're doing today.
You can't be here though.
I am.
You can't be here because you're a trans activist.
I'm not a trans activist.
Yes, you are.
I'm just a woman.
No, you're not. You're a trans activist.
I'm just a woman.
No, you're not. And
Sorry,
will
can
be
you not
removed.
harass me, please?
You will be removed. Not with us. Thank you.
We've reserved this spot for women to meet in.
We know who you are. You can't stay.
I'm a woman and I'm here.
We don't have eyes in our heads. Or ears.
Oh,
Yes.
I just, but how? You could never tell.
Hi.
If you want to film, you have to go to that cell, I'm afraid.
I'm not doing anything wrong here.
You're going to have to move, all right? Because I think there might be a breach of the peace. I don't want to be
Oh,
nasty.
I'm not. I'm not doing any. I'm
No,
absolutely not doing
I want you
anything.
to go to this side.
On what basis? Sorry.
Because I think there might be a breach of the peace, okay?
For what? Yeah, we have to give me a reasonable reason.
Yeah, these people are allowed to protest.
Yeah, they're allowed to. They're allowed to.
They don't need you right in their face.
I'm not in their
So
face.
just the reason.
I'm happy to move over there.
No, you'll go over there or you get detained. Off you go, please.
Sorry, I don't understand. I'm happy with them protesting. I'm happy to talk to you. Let's talk because the protest isn't happening for a little while.
Okay. You don't like them.
I didn't
probably.
say. I never said that.
But you probably don't.
Why?
All right,
Because
so-
I'm trans.
So, listen,
Miss, please.
whatever.
Okay.
Don't tell me what I can and can't say. all
I'm
right?
not suggesting you.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Now there's been trouble before, so I'm asking you politely just to go over there and film. If you don't, you're being unreasonable and obstructive. Now off you go, please.
I'm not being unreasonable and destructive.
Please, off you go.
You've just identified that I'm trans
Off
and
you
you're
go.
trying to move me on based on the
I
fact
haven't
that I'm
identified
trans.
you anything. Just go
You
over
said
there.
that I'm going to cause trouble. I haven't talked to
Just go over
anyone.
there. Off you go, please.
I haven't talked to anyone.
Please.
It's unlawful for you to
Chaps,
move me.
right. You detain breach of the peace, madam.
Can you please grab my equipment?
Grab your equipment.
Have I committed an offence?
You were detained to prevent a breach of the peace. There has been trouble in the past, like I was trying.
Can I get your name and
Sergeant John Lally, Brisbane City Police.
Sergeant John
Lally, Brisbane City.
Lally? How do you spell that?
Lally. It's really similar.
And what was the reason you moved me?
Because there's been issues before.
With whom?
They're allowed to protest. You're allowed to protest.
They're allowed to. I'm not protesting. I'm filming.
Oh, you can
I'm a
film that,
journalist.
And you can film. Okay, but you stay here and leave them alone.
I'm not in your
Okay.
system. I'm from Victoria.
Okay.
I'm a journalist.
Do you have any formal ID on
Do
you?
I need to provide you with ID?
Well, you've been detained, so we've exercised your power. So I just like to make a note of the record that we've exercised that power on you today. Okay.
I don't.
Just because I can't find you in our system, I just got to verify your identity through a legal, document, whether that's ID or whatever it may be.
Can you do me a favour and not read this aloud? Because that is
Yeah,
recording.
I'll write it down on this card.
Sure thing.
So
I'd like to note that I'm objecting to it. I'm just not. I'm going to be compliant.
That's fine.
I appreciate
I
it.
appreciate
But I will be making a complaint because you've removed me on the basis that I'm
That's right.
trans. You have no,
You
like,
haven't.
you basically
I
have.
removed you because you're conflicting groups.
I'm not in a group. I'm on my own. I'm from Victoria. Here you go. Sorry. That's my address. That's my.
Is that a middle initial?
Yeah.
Is that I?
Yeah. I'm
Is
on
that-
my own.
Is that your current address?
Yeah, that's where I live. It's beautiful. It's by the beach.
It is. Lovely. What brings you up here then?
I'm actually here to film a different event, but I thought I'd come here and film this today. I'm not with any group, and I mean, there is no group here.
Yeah.
And I'm very disappointed that you've moved me on the basis that I'm transgender. I believe that's unlawful.
But do you not honestly think they don't want you to film them? Do you really?
They want to speak. That's literally what they've got.
Hang on. But they don't want to. They don't want you neither.
But I have a right to film for the purposes of journalistic.
But what about their rights?
They're out here speaking in public.
What about their rights?
They're out here speaking in public.
They are, but what about their rights? They're feeling comfortable. They don't have to have somebody like literally 2 meters in their face, do they? Hey, come on.
So how close can I get? Because here I won't be able to hear them, right?
Well, I'm sorry, okay, but come on. You're entitled to your views, your opinions, whatever. That's
I'm
fine.
not. I
That's
haven't
fine.
said
And they're
anything.
they're
I'm not
entitled
wearing
to
any
theirs.
insignia or anything.
Just leave them alone. You stay here and they can
I
stay
haven't
there.
touched them. In fact, they came up to me, and I have it all on record.
That's all right. Just stay there, that, anyway.
Could I get all of your names?
No, you just need man.
Senior
That
Constable
is
Sev Prutskov, is that correct? Constable Bo Kelly, and Constable Amara. Sorry.
Do you want me to film this one? Pass this on to you?
Oh, it's all been recorded here, but I appreciate it. Are you going to do it with the legal observers, or? Yeah, I'm actually out from Victoria. I'm not with any group, and they've moved me on the basis of me being transgender over there, in the wrong spot, no less, which feels unlawful, right?
What was the reason given?
Apparently, I breached the peace by standing still in public because I'm transgender. And it's all filmed. Like, so I'll see you all in QCAT. I'm happy to fly up. I flew up for extended my trip to film this. So happy to see you all in QCAT. I guess extra pay for you guys. Or you can let me go back there because you've done something unlawful. I'm happy to give you a chance to make it right.
Okay.
It's my understanding they can't move me on the basis of being transgender, right?
Well, not for being transgender.
Yeah. Well, they came up to me because I was trans.
No, that's okay. Hey, listen, just stay there. We don't want any dramas.
I'm not
Stay
causing
there.
drama.
You stay there.
You've come up to me and
Thanks very much.
physically removed me from a space. It's absolutely unacceptable. So those police there. Yeah, I'm alright.
I'm going to check on the rest of the crew, but I see you soon.
Yeah. I'm honestly on my own, like.
Okay. Did you
I
want to
didn't
join up with
expect.
the other group?
No, not at all. I wanted to stand over there,
Yeah.
but it's okay. I'll get closer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go pitch myself up right there. There's no way on earth I can say that I can't do that. Note that this person has been let through. So yeah, I will take that to QCAT. There's no way on earth that was lawful. Yes, we should be good on audio, yeah.
Is there a protest or?
So that's the police officer who physically removed me from the area on the basis of me being transgender. Completely messed up. Calling me a group. I am here on my own. There is no counter-protest here. And of course, I've come up here from Victoria, so how could I be part of a group? But clearly it was based on the fact that I was transgender. See how much of that we got on film too. Yeah, we got it all on film. Awesome. I do want to make a request that I be able to stand there.
No, that's it, man.
I'm not with
doing you a
anyone.
favour standing there.
I'm not with anyone. I'm literally
That's
from
all right.
Victoria, as I proved.
That's all right, you're fine there. Come on.
I already have a look. I'm not with them. I'm not with anyone.
That's cool.
I'm from Victoria.
Just film there. Come on, be reasonable. Come on.
You be reasonable. You physically escorted me from an area
Well, that's
on the
right.
basis of being
Prevent a breach
transgender.
of the peace.
Not to prevent a breach of the peace.
Yeah.
You think a breach of the peace is going to happen if I stand there?
The last two times there's been problems. So.
I haven't been
sorry,
here.
I didn't mean that.
That's okay.
whatever you want to be.
That's okay.
Okay. All right.
I'm not trying to fight you, but this has happened before with Victoria Police, and you have similar laws, and I already have a Victoria Human Rights Commission thing about it. Like, I don't want to have to come back, fly here to QCAT to fight you over this.
You can if you want to take me to kick out. It's all right. It's up to you.
I mean, you'll get paid for it, but
That's up- But honestly, I don't think I'm being reasonable. Just don't want.
I think you were being unreasonable. Like, I wasn't crossing a police line. I wasn't doing anything wrong.
This is the police line.
Well, now it is. Now it is. Now it is.
All right. So you obviously you're more than willing to stand there. I don't mind.
It was completely unreasonable for you to take those actions. It was. It was. It was. I was on my own. I wasn't disturbing anyone.
But prevent.
I'm not causing a breach of peace. I'm happy to identify myself to you. I wasn't doing anything. A breach of the peace involves actually doing something.
We're just going to go around the circle. I told you I'm reaching.
All right, we'll do this in court. Hi. This is an anti-transgender protest.
Anti.
Transgender. So anti-people like me, you know?
Okay. So they don't like trans people?
No, they hate trans people.
Oh.
So they go on about bathrooms, sports, and random stuff, but really it's just about hating trans people.
Okay. Yeah, that's not nice, is it?
No, not nice at all. But I'm just filming it today. I was standing there, but the cops physically moved me from there to here.
Yeah.
Which was...
With the police presence, it looks like there might be some...
Yeah, I think they expect a protest, a counter-protest rather. As you can see, there's barely any of them.
Yeah.
They literally need police protection because of how few there are.
Well, I support.
I appreciate that, thank you.
If people are happy, maybe not so much transitioning children, but yeah.
I think it's more about the children being trans, and then they want that. The puberty blockers give them time to decide. They don't get the estrogen if they're transitioning to female, or the testosterone until like way later,
Yeah.
until they're like 18. So like,
18.
yeah,
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, well, you have a lovely day.
you too.
And they're still happy for...
I swear, next time they're gonna have to like physically pick me up and drag me out. I just didn't want confrontation today. What they're doing is unlawful. It's alright. I like wasting my time. I'll take my Kit Kat and we'll see how we go there. No breach of the peace with all these people walking through. Thanks for being able to tell if I just zoom. So we get some good images. I really can't believe the police officer was like, don't tell me what I can and can't say. Like, no, I wasn't telling you what you can and can't say. I was asking you to be polite to me. Treat me with some respect. My goodness. I guess he did make some attempt to apologise for it. Since we're probably going to be here for a little bit, I might take this laptop out. Because it's getting spicy and hot. Oh, it is really hot. Look, all these people, that's right. Mine was removed because I'm trans.
Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Testing.
One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that's sample.
Hey, do you mind writing down what you saw today? I don't know how much you witnessed, but
Catch much, to be honest.
if you can just write down whatever you saw, I would really appreciate it. And if you could send it to me, I'll give you my card. Email or text. Just, I think I'm going to take them to QCAT.
What did they say to you?
They said that they felt that I was going to breach the peace. I was just standing there. Some of the anti-trans people came up to me and said that like they could see that I wasn't a woman or something. Yeah. And then they came to the police. They told them that I'm not with them, and then just the police were like, "Oh, you're going to breach the peace," and I'm like, "No, I'm absolutely not. I'm just standing here filming." And as I understand my right to be able to do, it's journalistic. I mean, I'm right for publications.
Yeah.
I explained that to the police, and then they physically they grabbed me by the shoulder and pushed me up. Yeah, I'm fine. It's happened before, actually. I have the thing before the Victorian Human Rights Commission about the same thing. I'm on my own. I'm not wearing any like activist stuff. I have a right to protest. They don't want me there because I'm trans. That's it. It's happened to me before. It is what it is.
I think the most, like, if you want to do a complaint or defeat it, like, things like Human Rights Commission up here.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can write down what I saw that wasn't these, was kind of at the tail end and stuff. But
Yeah.
that'd be the, like, most kind of there's no real decision other than listening to my view.
Yeah.
Which is more of a, like, police acting.
Okay.
Against human rights.
Sorry,
I
in
can
Victoria it's different, so I
of
didn't know.
course, yeah, it makes sense. I can jot some notes down.
I appreciate it. I got the majority of it on camera, but they did unplug my equipment, so I don't know how much of it I got. Because that's all going to YouTube in 4K, like so it goes back home, and it's a whole complicated setup. But if they unplug it, like
Does it
it's for nothing.
like auto upload?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go for a walk down there. It's too hot here in the sun. Yeah, it's boiling today. It was so cold yesterday. It's all over the place. It's like Melbourne.
Yeah, Melbourne's nice and cold.
sitting over there in a coffee stone and shutting.
Yeah, she was with him. I saw him there earlier.
So is a contingent of pro-trans activists that have shown up? How are you? I'm just filming what you're doing today. With them, she has their colours. I don't know why she thinks she has to go around. Well, let's zoom out from these people. Just point out to those hops to be like, how do I get in? That's so funny. I'm just got to point them back. Good. Let's go fuck with this. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Okay. Hey, I'd like to come in too. Oh yeah, I forgot. Tranny, sorry. Yeah. I'm not with anyone. Have you seen me literally talk to anyone from that group? You know I'm from Victoria. You've checked my address.
I'm not going to let you through.
You've checked my address. I'm literally from Victoria. You think I know anyone here? We're not all like part of this hive mind.
Okay, she'll walk around. Thank you.
Oh yeah, you'll come in. Yeah. Come in. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Tranny. Yeah.
Come on, you dropped something.
Oh, thanks. That's why you removed me. And I'm giving you a chance to make it right. I am filming over there, but the thing is you removed me for an unlawful reason, and that's why I'm upset. It's not because I can't do my job there.
It's nothing personal. I just don't want any drama.
I'm not causing drama. Can I stand there?
No.
It felt pretty personal. All those people are allowed there.
But they're a different group.
I'm not with any group. And no, they're not. There's a bunch of people in there.
that, and it was trouble last time.
Because I'm from Victoria and I've given you my card.
I know about trouble.
Even if I did something, you could just arrest me later. Like, I gave you my card. I gave you all my details.
And you were great. Okay, you weren't too bad. But I'm still not going to let you through.
I wasn't too bad because I'm not part of a protest.
Okay, I know. But you just have to say that.
Well, you know that I'm not part of a protest. Now you've...
Enough to say. I'm sorry.
You're not though.
No.
And yet you grabbed me and you moved me out.
Only grab it.
You grabbed me by my arm. I was under the impression that if I resisted, you would have arrested me.
No, you were detained anyway, but yeah, you're
I was detained. You said detained.
All right, honestly, just enough to fight.
And I wasn't about to fight you. Like,
No,
that's
no,
completely unreasonable.
And I do appreciate it.
Yeah, I got an admission they grabbed me, but I don't know if that counts for anything. It was the most pathetic protest I've ever been to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. It's like the lockdown protests, like right at the end, after lockdown ended. It's an anti-trans protest.
What is it, sir?
Anti-transgender.
Oh.
They don't want trans people existing. Like, it's a bunch of different concerns, but it's all based on the fact that they don't like trans people. So they'll talk about women's sports or toilets or whatever they can, or children, but it all comes back to the fact they just don't like trans people.
So they want to get rid of trans?
They want to, I don't know, the ultimate goal is to get rid of our healthcare so that it makes it harder to be trans.
Well, honey, I hope it goes well for you. Like, I hope they lose.
Yeah, me too. I just got assaulted by police, so that wasn't fun. I was standing there, and then they said that I had to move on the basis that they thought I was going to breach the peace. So they grabbed me and brought me out here, just because I'm trans.
Honey, that's all.
Yeah. I appreciate your support.
See you at the beat next time.
I'm trying to help photojournalism at the moment.
Are you part of the group?
Sorry?
Are you part of the group?
What group?
That one?
The people who know what a woman is? Yeah. I thought you were after an interview.
Can I talk to you then? So what's the purpose of you standing here?
Oh, I thought you were trying to engage in photojournalism.
Yeah, of that group.
3 times at least to get through that.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, where are you studying photojournalism? Because if you don't get it from there, you might as well give up.
Pardon?
I imagine you.
Yeah, I don't understand what you're on about. Awesome, got him out of the way. I think he forgot what he was trying to do.
Sorry, you don't care about the toilets, so it's not about snakes pee. I hide the place to run that.
I would like a better group, and I'm interested in both of those. I think it's best to judge one's own needs
Australia has seen a shift in both its legal framework and social attitudes surrounding women-only spaces. As violent, aggressive, trans activism emerged, a once clear distinction between men and women has become somehow absurdly muddled in the name of inclusivity. These changes have allowed men to gain access to spaces traditionally reserved for females, fundamentally undermining the original purpose of these spaces. Whenever inclusion is pushed, women and children lose out every time. The legal framework has generally shifted in favour of allowing men into female spaces. This places women, particularly survivors of male violence, in an untenable position where they must share intimate spaces with men. We say no! Feminist groups and advocates for sex-based rights have raised alarms about the risks of these men, that these men pose for decades. These spaces are created to provide safety and refuge for men, not to accommodate men based on how they feel about their gender. By prioritising men's feelings over our sex, society is undermining the very foundation of women-only spaces. For most women, particularly trauma survivors, the presence of a man in spaces like shelters or bathrooms is not just uncomfortable, but it's a direct threat to their safety and well-being. Again, we say no! Public opinion is clear. While some Australians like these support the inclusion of men in women's spaces, most of us are severely worried about what this means for us and our borders. Our boundaries are clear and unmovable. We will say no every single time. Women should not be expected to sacrifice our privacy and safety for the sake of accommodating men like this. Yet under current Australian laws, women are often left with no recourse but to accept this intrusion, even at the expense of their own safety and well-being or self-exclusion. Again, we say no! It's our boundary, and it's not moving a fucking inch! Australia's once clear boundaries protecting women-only spaces have been dangerously eroded in recent years. 20 years ago, men like that were rightfully kept out of our spaces. Today, legal changes have allowed men, the worst kind of men, the men who are already willing to breach a woman's boundary, leaving women feeling unsafe and unprotected, totally let down by the very people put in place whose job it is to protect us as families. Yes, I'm looking at those shooting fences in a disgrace. Anything that undermines that purpose is a step backward in the fight for women to be seen as fully human, autonomous beings with rights and boundaries. We want our fucking rights back, and we are not going anywhere until we and our children are considered full human beings with full human rights by the Australian government. Thank you.
Many of us have been watching the Seaming versus Pseudo case this week, and it just goes to show the lengths that some politicians will go to, like John Pseudo and his trans Liberal Party. It's just the lies that he is told to defame women is a disgrace, and thank God that that's coming out in this court case. What he's done to Angie Jones is just unforgivable. One tweet that he took out of context to condemn a woman. There's nothing these men won't do to try and destroy women that believe in biological reality. We won't put up with your bullshit, ever. I just want to speak about male crimes being classed as female crimes, because now we're getting blamed for male crimes. These are not our crimes. These types of atrocities are being attributed to women. Last month there were headlines in Australia. Australia's most notorious female pedophile. Notorious female pedophile, dubbed leader of the pack, is accused of running a child abuse ring from behind bars at a men's jail. As police reveal new shocking allegations. This notorious female pedophile is a man who now claims to be a woman. At the moment, New South Wales has not introduced sex self-ID, but are in the process of doing so. Once sex self-ID is established, it means that this predatory male that's got a long history of sexual abuse will be able to be housed in a women's prison. This is already happening in other states that have introduced sex self-ID. As Constantine Kisson from Trigonometry said, have there been any studies on why seeing the inside of a courtroom seems to trigger gender dysphoria in sex offenders? Men who have committed crimes can easily make the claim of being a woman and can apply to be housed in a female estate. These men are laughing at governments who are enabling this. And the worst part is, even when you point this out to the government, they ignore the danger and continue to claim that any man who identifies as a woman is not a danger to women. As Shannon Fentiman, the Minister for Women, claims, a man utters those magic words and magic happens. He loses any pattern of male violence he might have had. If that was the case, every man should identify as a woman would have no violence against women. Globally, there is enough evidence of men claiming to be women in women's prisons who have sexually assaulted female inmates, and that is a massive problem. Many women's prisons now have condom machines. To add insult to injury, there was a growing evidence that women who raise any concern about men being housed with them are having their sentences extended, speaking out or making a complaint. Some sentences are being extended by as much as 5 years. I'll give you an example of what is happening. Jennifer Barella, who was housed in a California women's facility, returned to her cell to find a large man sitting there. Her new cellmate had been sentenced to life imprisonment in 1982 for murder. He had changed his name, self-identified as a woman, and was transferred to a women's prison estate. Don't think for a second that this is not happening here in Australia. Don't think for a second he had gender dysphoria as a child. This man is one of those men that can use this farce that men can morph into women, and that this can happen to any man at any stage of life. Why are we not seeing an explosion of middle-aged women identifying as men? We are not seeing that at all. Any woman who identifies as a man, who goes to prison, chooses not to be housed in a male prison. They are housed in female prisons where they belong. This is just another example of the lunacy of gender ideology and how the feelings of a deluded man is more important than the safety of women. The concern, the feelings of women and how they feel unsafe, particularly those women who are sharing a cell with a man, is completely ignored. Why is it that 51% of the population are expected to just move on over, ignore their boundaries, ignore their fear, ignore their instincts, to cater for 3% of the population? 3% is a small percentage, but when you put that into numbers, it isn't so small. As of the 31st of December 2022, there were 13,445,959 males in Australia. So that is approximately 404,378 males where women and girls just have to move over and ignore how we are feeling about having males in our spaces, making us more vulnerable and uncomfortable. It is time that governments listen to women. We all know that Labor and the Greens are a lost cause. With a change of government, we have hope. We have the LNP who are not captured by this lunacy in Queensland and federally, sadly not in Victoria. We won't give up the fight and we won't give up hope. Vaginas brought all these politicians into the world, and cervixes will vote them out. And one thing we know for sure, Labor and the Greens hate people with a cervix. Who's next?
And here we are again, needing a police guard to gather together as women along with lesbians and homosexuals as well as our supporters, to discuss the destruction of our rights and the rights of our daughters at the hands of a men's sexual rights movement. Those men over there don't want us to speak, and they definitely don't want anyone to hear us, or heaven forbid, listen to us. That's because we speak the truth. We will always speak the truth. We won't have our speech compelled. We will not abide by laws implemented by Queensland Labor which legislate lies. Men are not women. Men are not lesbians. No woman has a penis. No child is born in the wrong body. And to quote Kelly J. Keane, non-binary is nonsense and transitioning children is profound child abuse. As a mother to a young daughter, thinking about how this misogynistic, regressive, sexist gender ideology may impact my child fills me with rage. Children are being gaslit into saying that a man is a woman, or that a woman is a they-them, with this non-binary insanity. None of us here, by the way, subscribe to sexist stereotypes, so fuck, we must all be non-binary. Today I'd just like to mention the work of Amy Sousa from Washington in the States. She's a writer and an activist, as well as a breast cancer survivor. She's known heretic on social media, and she recently shared a photo of two faces. Despite it just being images of two faces with no accessories, no hairstyles, no clothing visible, no expressions, one is very obviously a male and the other very obviously a female. The caption reads, "Look at how similar these two faces are, and yet they seem completely different. That is sex pattern recognition." Then Amy writes, "Anyone who attempts to get you to deny sex recognition instincts is trying to interrupt a primary safeguarding tool. All animals have sex recognition instincts for purposes of procreation and safety. Infants can distinguish between sex by 3 months old. Other animals can do it at birth. Gaslighting children about this capacity constitutes abuse. No other animal teaches their young to deny this instinct." Amy continues this analysis following the insane decision handed down recently in the Federal Court of Australia. In the Tickle versus Giggle case, the reason that Mr. Tickle was ejected from the Giggle app was because he was accurately visually identified as a man. The ruling in favour of Tickle is telling all of us that we are no longer to trust the authority of our own body's signals when it comes to sex recognition. This is a massive assault on our primal safeguarding instincts. We need to be able to trust these instincts to keep us safe from danger. Yet here we are in 2024, and that's exactly what the Queensland Labor government is doing. From primary school, embedding gender ideology in the education curriculum and demanding that little girls accept boys in spaces like bathrooms where these girls are vulnerable, and also forcing these girls to pretend that these boys are girls. And then legislating lies by allowing men to falsify their birth certificate to say female, destroying child safeguarding and opening the door to predatory men who see an easy opportunity to access children and women. This is happening across all levels of society, and it's being supported and promoted by our ABC, forcing wider society to accept a man's delusion and self-identity. It's diabolical thinking of this younger generation being lied to and confused about reality. Meantime, I also despair for all of the women whose partners, husbands and fathers of their children decide, after perhaps a lifetime of stealing and wearing her underwear and clothing, domestic violence, gaslighting and other abuse, announce to the world that they're really a woman and get praise and attention lavished upon them because how stunning and brave. If you do one thing after today's event, please seek out and watch the latest film from Indian filmmaker Vaishnavi Sundar called Behind the Looking Glass. It's already been streamed over 100,000 times on YouTube alone, yet has been completely ignored by mainstream media. In Vaishnavi's words, this is a film made to call out the glaring issue that has the potential to shake the very foundation of this porn-sick, woman-face-wearing cult. And one thing is true, those complicit in silencing women's voices to support nanny-wearing, middle-aged, abusing white dudes should hang their sorry selves in shame. I read the recent very brilliant guest post on Bernard Lane's latest Substack, written by retired clinical psychologist Sandra Patot. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Who has worked with gender diverse clients, and she proposes the following actions that are required to remedy the harm currently being done to females in Australia. I'll list them. The Attorney General should consider whether the Australian Human Rights Commission and Sex Discrimination Commissioner Anna Cody have been using conversion practices to compel females of all ages to accept a person born male as a girl or woman, contrary to their own deeply held sense of self as a female. The AHRC should acknowledge that trans ideology is based on a set of beliefs that are strongly contested and lack a sound research basis. There should be a review of the AHRC as it is currently structured and performs to determine if that organisation is fit for purpose to support the well-being and safety of all females. The AHRC should work towards a repeal of the 2013 Gillard Amendments to the Sex Discrimination Act and add clear and unambiguous definitions of the words female and male derived from the field of reproductive biology. The AHRC should apologise for any identified conversion practices. The AHRC should publish statements that make it clear that any person, organisation or workplace that threatens, abuses, punishes or otherwise pressures females for not wanting biological males who identify as women in their spaces is performing an illegal conversion practice. The right of free speech for females to define a woman as an adult human female without penalty should be restored. And in closing, I just want to say it's been insane watching the courtroom live stream of the leader of the Liberal Party, John Pursuto, having to answer defamation charges brought by Moira Deeming following the Melbourne Let Women Speak event in 2023. Insane to watch. Many of us here assisted with the planning, acted as marshals and or spoke at the Brisbane event, and I for one appreciate Moira Deeming's courage and her voice. I stand with Moira Deeming, I stand with Angie Jones, I stand with Catherine Deeves, I stand with Kelly J. Keane. I love champagne and I'll enjoy one in their honour after this. As women, mothers, daughters, aunties, sisters, grandmothers, we will continue to speak and we will never be silenced.
Who's next? Don't be shy, as Narissa said. Go ahead.
So I'm just going to pick up on some points from last week. Strangely, so much going on in society when basic conditions are completely useless to lift up to the individual. Parliamentarians' only job is to write laws and define them. It is not to outsource them to people who need localized acetate and surgeries ostensibly from the age of 8. In terms of the Human Rights Commission, I have sent a number of emails not only to them and the Attorney General's Department Human Rights Division, asking them about prepusectomies. Because they campaigned in the past about female genital mutilation. But my understanding of their recent submissions is that he's just whatever's going on in someone's imagination who probably formally required a like of antipsychotics and arrest. But, you know, I say that from experience. I was quite manic in 2007. You might notice I'm a bit anxious at the best of times. I thought I was Jesus. And they didn't give me hovercraft fee. They didn't affirm me as Jesus. Where's my red wine? Where's my wines and fishes, government? Like, they should have just affirmed that. So, this does not constitute legal advice, but my understanding of previous High Court rulings is there is no problem with just retrospectivity for lawsuits. So, I'm incapable. Basically, what? Should I sue the government for not affirming me free red wine? I think we deserve it if this shit stops. But dollars to donuts, it won't. It's standing there with no TERFs on our turf next to an Indigenous flag. Like, I know they can't cope with much, but you'd think they could even issue like, no, not humanly possible. But do we know what a human is? Could be Twitter, a legal person. Sorry, yes. Sorry, dead naming Twitter there. My bad. Send me to jail. Sorry, I should have written something there, but there's too much to deal with.
That excludes us. We see this played out in federal court, Brisbane versus Basuto, where the floppy, wet centre-right in Victoria are airing their berating, castigating and discrediting Claire Redeeming and her associates, Angie Jones in California. They have to be portrayed as bad women drinking champagne to celebrate their evil associations and needing to be brought down a peg or two for the made-up reason of the good of the party, but to silence their voices. I too stand by redeeming Angie Jones, South Rover, and who is that rude English woman? We hear the high moral tones of self-righteous purity in the bold-faced lies and innuendo trafficking by government members soaking in gender ideology and falsely portraying our intentions as deliberately hurtful. Our
I won't force him, the LGB here, with the TQ. This, while their funding is doubled by Queensland Labor. What we notice most distressingly are these denigrating lectures being delivered by women who call themselves feminists, holding portfolios as ministers for women in this country and in this state. Their names will They paint us as immoral and selfish for raising women's rights, when this deeply hurts the more oppressed minority of the TQ plus people that they at least care about, as they place them at the top of the intersectional cult-religious pyramid of virtue, and they smugly bask in their reflected purity as they announce how they will not listen to bad women, and they will support and encourage those we are clearly hating on, sinners that we are. In their puritanical zeal, they declare there will be no debate with us or with anyone. Women advocating for their sex-based rights are not worthy of their progressive ears and must indeed be blocked on social media, receive no replies to emails, and no rights as constituents in their electorates. We can't be burned at the stake, but we can be cast out of public discourse and put down if we make a peep thing. They can ensure that Hansard captures their description of us as deceptive bigots pretending concern when we are really transphobes. One clinical psychologist describes the word transphobia as the single most effective tool wielded by gender activists in the fight against women's boundaries. It is a semantic weapon of mass destruction.
It's trying to block my camera, but it looks like it's like full. Her arms are tired.
Child alienation and social havoc. It was wielded by
His arms gotten tired.
Minister for Women, Shannon Fentiman, when she proudly introduced the ideological legislation ushering in the problematic gender self-ID laws in Queensland Parliament. It's a particularly fine example of silencing or rendering unlistenable and discredited our real and genuine concerns in evidence. She said in her preemptive strike against us, beginning with government virtue, that extent descending into our demonisation. This bill is an important step to ensuring that every Queenslander can live authentically. Aren't we on the side of truth? However, it is an unfortunate fact that through this debate, there will be members of the community, that's us, who would seek to denigrate trans people's lives and identities by making ludicrous claims, that's the quote. She does mean laughable and trivial, about how people will be able to identify. No one, she says, no one who engages in this process will do so lightly. It is a deeply personal process and decision which must be respected. We also know that some, and that some, that's us again, will try to cloak their transphobia in the guise of women's safety, making claims about trans women, accessing women's spaces, including change rooms, or even domestic violence shelters. Can you hear how ludicrous and ridiculous our claims would be in that language? She said, I want to be clear. There is no evidence domestically or internationally to support these outrageous claims. Can you hear how only transphobia gloaters like us would even imagine such a thing? To the government is well advised by good professionals, she says, I know the Australian Psychological Society has warned against casting undue suspicion on an individual motives or stating a particular sex. Captured institutions are always the best to punish. We do know that Women's Forum Australia did submit 17 pages of evidence, which the minister said did not exist. This was never about evidence of which the committee received plenty. It was to trivialise women's quite clear and reasonable concerns, rendering them suspicious, groundless, immoral, and an evil cover for transphobic hate, a thought crime. As with everything to do with gender ideology, the concept of transphobia is a concoction. As Dr. PXS puts it, of X, it is a crude method by which critical thinking is required to be suspended and any dissenting debate must be closed down. Our fear or discomfort in the face of the unknown is entirely rational and normative, particularly when we are unclothed, sleeping, sick, or otherwise vulnerable. These are the very areas of female lives some opportunistic or predatory males, including autogynephiles, are fighting so hard to breach. It does not matter what the man's gender identity is, what he is wearing, whether surgery, whether he has had surgery or not. Our brain recognises him as male, whether he's in, and when he's in women's spaces, as a potential threat, all sorts of discomfort. It helps our ministers to ignore or deny the evidence of porn-assisted rises in reports of autogynephilic men bringing their fetishes to women's spaces and focusing entirely on a constructed imaginary community of uniformly oppressed trans people rescued from dysphoria as the object of our concocted fear and concern. Because we must be made ludicrous, right? He says we need to see the accusation of transphobia directed at women as a means of control, by which our natural biological responses to threat have been transmuted into a moral failure that must be punished by society. It is used to silence dissent and to bludgeon women into submission to gender ideology. It's a way to pass moral judgment on those who disagree with this. The wielding of the word transphobic is the use of a semantic melange of propaganda and coercive control. Andrew Doyle describes this form of censorship as the influence of disney voices justice ideology. There's been a growing trend towards purity style rights that we're leading to an intellectually suffocating purity. In which the marketplace of ideas is treated with suspicion and tribes are brought according to rigid political affiliations. The deranging impact is only accentuated by the unreasonable demands we're expected to support. We must declare that human beings can change sex according to queer theory and gender ideology and not science, when we know that they cannot. Today we are expected to lie about what we see or ignore aspects that contradict the ideological narrative of the world class. In the same way, citizens in the Soviet state era had to unsee aspects of the world that contradicted the propaganda of the state. He asks, is there a way back from the lunacy of this current state to regain the courage to speak and dare to disagree? Pauline Hanson, a woman with the courage to speak about women's sex-based rights and safeguarding, setting aside for now any issues on which we may disagree with her views, brought a bill to the Senate in an effort to reinstate the definition of women and men in the Sex Discrimination Act, removed when gender identity was included in 2000 proposed by the AHRC. Here is the reasonable response, an unreasonable response from Minister for Women Peggy Gallagher, dripping with virtue, goodness, caring and principles, and depicting the change seekers as vile, deeply illegal intent to hurt the vulnerable in society. It's a masterclass in this form of discrediting, demonising and woman-gagging. She says, I don't know why the Senate should take time to inflict personal harm on vulnerable individuals, and that's what this does. I don't care whatever way people try to dress it up, and say it's something else. It is not. It is about causing division, another sin, and publicly raising concerns about individuals' personal choices, and that causes them harm. And we go to part of it. And every which way this tries to get re-brought into this chamber and dressed up in different ways through different motions or legislation or referrals to committees. Note how underhanded and devious this sounds. We have the same principle. All of us. We won't be part of it. We won't be part of anything that seeks to drive division of vulnerable community who already feel hot in terms of individual choice. And the Senate should just get over it and stop bringing matters like this into the chamber. So this is the good versus evil playbook to discredit any expression of concern or critique, make it just immoral and lack of encouragement discourse. Silence, dissent, no debate, and certainly no listening to women as the minister for women. The lesson? Everything is transphobic, especially the truth, and science, and women's rights. As Bernie Rose says, free speech includes freedom to reject being held by force or by threat of repercussions, to say things that you know are not true. Don't be silenced.
Woo, I got the microphone! Yeah! I've infiltrated this group of TERFs and I finally have the microphone. And I get a chance to say something to the trans activist community. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry that you missed out on useful civil rights marches. I'm really sorry you missed out on the March for Marriage Equality. I'm really sorry you don't appreciate irony. And I'm really sorry you had to wreck our flag and put your invasion banner on top of it. Can't hear a word. Can't hear a word. But I did see some really well-meaning young girls, part of your campaign, wearing a shirt that said "Protect Trans Kids." And I saw them basking in their ideological self-righteousness, thinking, we're on the right side, we're the good guys. Like, that's a really luxurious position to be in if you lie to yourself and don't think things through. I'm one of these people who likes to think things through, and I don't mind paying the price of social alienation that comes with that. I have thought this through. And if you really want to protect trans kids, stop telling them they're trans. Don't lie to children. The answer to all of this is accuracy in language. Here's a revolutionary thought for you guys. You can use this one for free. Try telling the truth. Or maybe don't lie to yourself. Or at least don't expect other people to play along with the lies you tell yourself, because that to me is pathological narcissism. You guys are over there, you've hijacked every other legitimate cause or once legitimate cause, blended into your hideous new, like, eyesore of a flag that is now hanging on the Wickham. Nobody asked if we needed that. Nobody asked if that represents the local communities at all. You guys are the new homophobes. And I want you guys to know, there is a way to push back against this. There is a way to push back against this. The tide is turning. They have zero credibility, but they do have all the HR departments captured. All you need to do is feign the level of offence these guys feign. Next time you see anybody pushing you to write pronouns on your bio, there's a special word, special sentence you can use. I'm going to share it with you. You can use it too. The word is no. No, I'm not doing that. And the next time you see the LGBTQIA plus thing, there's another chance for you to use the word no. Anything after LGB is mental illness as far as I'm concerned. Lesbians, gays, bisexuals want nothing to do with you guys hijacking our flag, hijacking our legitimate civil rights crest with your full-time cosplaying or whatever it is. We've had enough. Oh, but I want to correct the record because I've seen your social media and I know you've referred to us as a hate group. And I know why you've done that. Because you need to have someone who's evil that you can rebel against. You need to have a demon or a god. So that would make you heroes in that story. You're lying to yourself though. We don't hate you. We just think you're a little bit confused. I wish you all the best in getting better. You might try reading something that's not Reddit. Thank you very much.
Two boys, two girls. I love my boys, love them. But they have a huge biological advantage over women in sport. I used to be able to push against them up until they were about 13 or 14 years old. We wrestled, and I could beat two of them together. And now they trash me. Late teenage years. I cannot even resist them, they push me back. I play a lot of sport, I play softball, I play netball. All of my children have played sport. I happily play with lesbians in my softball community, love them, play against them, best mates, all the rest. If a man walks on my softball diamond, I will walk off it. I will refuse to play against a man. And I don't want my daughters playing against a man or a boy in any sport unless I sign them up to mixed sport. I don't want my boys playing any sport against a female unless her parents have agreed that they play mixed sport. Now, in the school community, we have school camps, right? Single-sex dorms, etc. I have people who have a biological daughter transitioning to a boy who wants to go and sleep in the boys' dorm. And I go, that's disgusting. And I would not give consent if my boy was sleeping with a girl who's pretending to be a boy in a school camp. And I don't want my daughters sleeping in a school camp where there's biological boys. And I don't know about that. And I've had to fight hard at my school board level to open the eyes up and say, you don't have consent to put a biological boy in a school camp dorm with girls. Kids are confused at that sort of age. I don't want a boy being in a dorm with my girls. Just keep it as it is. If you want to go get a few people's consent, go get it. But you don't have my consent. So keep women's sport free of men and keep our spaces for our kids free of men. Anyone else want to speak? You sure? Anyone? I think we've got a few minutes, I'll just read it out.
Save the convoys, right? Let women be masculine without changing their gender. Honestly. We started. I'm not out there telling kids like, oh, you want to have a skateboard?
We've got to thank
women's group up in Townsville, and they've asked me to read this out. Hello, my name is Emma and I am a woman. I think I am a woman. The definition of being a woman has changed so much it doesn't seem to mean anything anymore. A woman used to be an adult human female, nothing more, nothing less. More and more women are losing their identity and their sex class category in Australia, and especially in Queensland, and something needs to be done about it. But honestly, I have to say the reason why I don't know what it's like to be a woman is because I don't know what it's like to be a man. I've never been anything other than a woman, strong, independent woman. I'll be damned if I know how anyone else thinks that they know how it feels to be the opposite sex. What is it supposed to feel like to be a woman? I'd really like someone to tell me that. I grew up in the 80s and 90s in Victoria. Back then we knew that sexual stereotypes were old-fashioned and that a woman can do whatever she wants, wear whatever she wants, be independent, and that's okay. It seems today's youth are being taught that if you don't act feminine, it means you're not a woman or non-binary. In fact, when I was young, we learned that sexual stereotypes were not real and kind of embarrassing. We were taught that women can do whatever they want to do, that prostitution isn't a career and buying and selling babies was illegal. We were taught that women can do and feel whatever way they want. They can do things that were traditionally called masculine and traditionally called feminine, and it didn't change who they were as a person. Everyone knew that you can't change biology. Now the imagination trumps reality. Now young women start to think that they must be a man if they don't fit into the feminine social construction. And they choose to opt out of being a woman instead of fighting back against these regressive ideas. They turn their back on feminism. Feminism, the movement that gave them freedom. The sad thing is we still need feminism. We need feminism because we have the biology of a woman. Whatever happened to telling people to love themselves the way they are? Taking their lot and doing the best they can do with it against all odds. Whatever happened to being proud of being a woman? The saddest thing is that these lies have been bought by young women today who are choosing to mutilate their body to match social construction of what it means to be a man or a woman. Women are castrating themselves, taking cross-sex hormones that are forcing them through menopause at record speed, destroying their perfectly healthy, normal body because of their poor mental health. And they can change all they want, but the truth is that no one looking at them will ever believe they are a man. Some people will humour them and lie to them the same way you would tell a child that they look good in their Batman costume. But no one will ever think a woman is a man. That young woman who thinks that she is transitioning to be a man will be identified as a woman by a rapist. She will be identified as a woman when she goes to ask for pain relief at the doctor's. Identified as a woman when it comes to quality medical care. She will be identified as a woman when she's going for a job and asking for a promotion. She will be identified as a woman by sex traffickers and pimps. She's going to be identified by gay men as a woman, and she's going to be identified by lesbians as a woman. Whether she likes it or not, she cannot not identify out of her biology. She cannot simply imagine that she will be given the rights and the privilege and respect men get. How could these women be so, excuse the language, so fucking stupid? You're not going to pass. No one is going to want to date you because you are mutilating your body. You won't be able to have a family unless you buy it. What's going to happen to these women when they realise in 5 years' time that they have destroyed their future? We don't know. These women are going to wake up one day and realise that they're definitely not men, because if they were men, they wouldn't need to transition. They would realise they destroyed a perfectly healthy, normal body for no reason. How can they possibly live with themselves once they reach this realisation? Anyone in North Queensland, TERFs in the Tropic, they're on Facebook, and Emma is the one that runs this group in North Queensland, and she's an amazing woman, and we worked with her on the Australian team for CoJK back in March 2023. So look them up, TERFs in the Tropics. Thank you. That's it, Leah.
Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. I really want to thank the transvestites and trans activists over here as well, because there has been so many people walking past who can clearly see what we're talking about. There's a man over there dressed like a little girl, and hell will freeze over if I ever allow someone like that in a space with my daughter. So thank you for coming, thank you for showing body what we're saying. Men like these do not deserve place in. Thank you.
Free. What's
The overwhelming majority of people have been like, hey, trans, we know that one. Oh, those guys? Yeah, right. It's really tiring having to fight for your It's just so tiring. And if these guys can just punch up and do that at the classes, we could all just go on a week or something. Because they have a something awesome.
Ooh, this will be good. closer. Is there still a police line? No? Alright. Yeah. Shame. I don't know if this one is with them because they have a suitcase. There are people walking through here now. So I wouldn't assume that anyone walking through here is like a TERF automatically. There's really only like 12 of them. I might do my piece to camera. So I was assaulted by Queensland Police, Vicpol. So it happens so often that I talk about it often. But I was assaulted by Vicpol. I see random people walking through, irrelevant to their thing. But these ones aren't the TERFs. It's sort of like Queensland Police were just standing there earlier. Absolutely nonsense. And quite distressing, actually. It's okay. What does that say? I'm not a... What does it say? I can back that. TERFs go home. So these are the main ones, I guess. So we can kind of identify those main ones. There's only like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14 of them.